We out here. Where am I? I'm on the Hawk Mountain Trail in Oregon. Can you see? I don't know what mountain that is in the back, but it's a mountain. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to not be awkward. Yeah, fucking right. Today I'm gonna talk about why it is so hard to get started on things. Okay. Why is it so hard to get started on things? So, perfect example. I mean, it applies to many things in my life, but one recent example is that I was trying to start this like vlogging YouTube thing. So the idea came to me about 6 months ago, but I had just created my channel like 2 weeks ago, and that's just creating it, right? So making a Gmail account and signing up for YouTube. So it took me 6 months just to do that, and 2 months ago I made a trip to LA for Neon Hours Open Door Session 7, and that was over 2 months ago, and my intention was to kind of just like film and then like kind of make a little short video and edit it and upload it without any talking, because I felt like there was too much pressure to just have my first video as a talking vlog. If there's a lot of background noise, it's because I don't have an external mic, because apparently GoPro wants to charge you $50 for an adapter, just so that you could buy another separate external mic. So I ain't trying to spend that type of money right now. Anyways, my point is, I filmed that thing 2 months ago, had the footage all just sitting there, and I just didn't do anything with it. I just didn't do anything with it. And then it's just like, why is it so hard to get started on things, right? Doing this vlogging thing is like, it's scary as shit to me. And it's like, I have all these doubts, like, fuck, like, is one gonna make sense? Am I gonna be like entertaining? Like, will anyone even watch this shit? Just a ton of things, like, oh shit, how am I gonna look? Am I gonna look like a douche, filming myself? And I'll let you know, my experience right now is like, it's not that scary once I'm doing it. But probably also help that I'm hoping no one around. Yeah, it's just like all these fears, right? Like, oh fuck, my grammar's gonna suck, whatever, I own it. My lift's gonna be hella bad. I'm gonna stumble a lot and stutter and just ramble, right? Yeah, so like all these like things that I have within myself. So it's like, on one hand, I want to do it. I want to do the vlogging and share and connect with the world. But then on the other hand, it's like, why won't I start on it? Why is it so hard? Like, why do I dread it so much? Why do I always procrastinate, lag, find excuses, just make up all these stories in my head? And I think it comes from fear of judgment, right? So not only while I'm filming, but also, when I post it up online, like, am I gonna get haters? Are people gonna talk shit? I think beyond fear, it's a question of like self-worth. right? Am I worthy? You know, are my words worthy enough for the world? Am I worthy enough to be heard? Am I capable to create content? Am I capable to, share insights and wisdom, right? It's always like a question of like, who the fuck am I to, give advice to the world? Um, but I think at the end of the day, it's not really about giving advice, but my intention is to share like my experience and like what insights I came to, and what I realized. So in hopes that by sharing my story, my wins, my losses, and like the journey, I hope that someone out there can relate. Hopefully that my experience will be able to resonate with someone out there. Another thing is, I feel like for me, I'm my harshest critic, right? So even if I do something that is decent or good, I'm always really hard on myself. So that also adds to the insecurities and like self-doubt. I am a super overthinker. So when you combine overthinking and self-doubt, right, then it just goes into this continuous loop like, oh, am I good enough? Oh damn, I don't think I'm good enough. And then you kind of like go down this whole like rabbit hole and a loop, right? Like one bad thing leads to another bad thing, and then they're all like interrelated. And then that's like the life of a overthinker. Some things that I've been doing differently to support me is that one, I tend not to overthink. So whenever I put myself or catch myself in situations where I would, whoa, shrooms. So when I would catch myself in situations where I would normally overthink, I just say, don't think, just do. When I allow time for my brain to think and dwell on things, it tends to go into this whole like debate and this whole like cycle of thinking and like debating and like backing out and like all these like rationalizations. So in the end, it's like I waste a lot of time, and then I end up not doing the thing I know I should be doing or I want to do. So that's one thing that supported me in just like don't think, just do. Like once you're in that situation, give yourself 5 seconds to take a breather and then just do it. Another thing that I've been doing that has supported me is keeping things small and simple. So whatever it is that I want to venture out on, right? So for now, one thing would be to start vlogging. And for the longest time, I was like, dude, I gotta have all this like right equipment. I gotta have all this external mic, otherwise the audio is gonna sound like shit. All these fucking things, right? All these lighting and blah blah blah. And then I was like, dude, like the more, and this applies to like many areas of my life, but the more I try to make it like perfect and make it all nice and detailed, the longer I procrastinate and the higher the chance of me talking myself out of it and just completely backing out, right? So keeping it small and simple, right? Like for this video and the video I posted yesterday, I was like, dude, don't try to perfect it. Just do a simple edit and, put a title and just fucking post it. That's all I should be doing. Because anything more than that, you know, I'm never gonna get started. So that's another like thing that helps to get you started. Okay, so number one, don't think, just do. And number two, keep it small and simple. I would say that posting my first video, which didn't even have talking, like the initial feelings were, I was like, dude, I'm gonna expose myself and my work to the world and like all these crazy big things, right? So the story I made up in my head was, it's gonna require a lot of effort. It's just gonna be extremely scary because of all these judgment and, you know, self-doubt and, you know, self-validation type things. But after posting it, I was like, what? I don't feel any fear. So I think the initial impression of how scary and how daunting a task seems to be, I think what you'll realize is that once you actually do it and, you know, complete it for the first time, you just look back and be like, dude, that was 10 times less scary than it actually was. So yeah, like right now, this is my first talking vlog, and prior to this I was like, dude, I don't know, man. But now what I'm feeling right now is just, I'm just talking. It's just, you know, I'm just saying whatever I feel, whatever I'm thinking, and then it's just pretty natural. But the next hurdle for me would be going back to the footage and cringing, watching myself. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need someone to edit for me. I think this is it. But hopefully this doesn't turn out too bad. And I'll continue this hike. Keep on trekking.